A warm greetings to all of you, the viewers of Ambedkar Karwan today. Today we are going to bring you a very special person who has contributed so much for the Zain practices and to develop businesses based on that. Welcome, Dr. Lim. Welcome to the program today. And today, co-leading with me is my very dear friend, my brother Rajesh. Rajesh, warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Mangesh.
So before we start off with listening to our Acharya Nagajiva, who is also a very successful businessman who runs $1 billion multinational company, which has spread over all the continents, I would say, even to Antarctica. He has one customer or two there. So there is no continent that he has not conquered through his business, and his business is very unique. That that aims at bringing the peace and prosperity to millions of people, and he has developed, I would say, one of the very unique business models in the world, which caters to the needs of the people, both their well-beings and also their economic well-beings. So Dr. Lim was, of course, born in Malaysia, but he has been a student of IIT Kharagpur, where he came in 80s, and he studied there, and he finished his civil engineering, and he worked as a civil engineer for some years, and then an insight struck him that he needed to do some kind of a venture into the business, and he started off with a company which sort of started in a very small place, like you can say compare it with a garage and unrented place, and then in a very short period of time, in a decade, that company exploded into many branches, not only in Malaysia but also in India, Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia, all over the places. So Dr. Lim is somebody who has sort of created this amazing business with very minimum resources, only his very determined mind, very focused attitude towards work, and the dedication. And the most important thing that strikes us whenever we talk to Dr. Lim or whenever we spend time with him is his simplicity. Having a billionaire dollar company can make one go away from the people, but he is somebody who has been always with the people, and he created a company which is not product centric, it's people centric company. And I have been, Rajesh and I have been traveling with him in South India. So he has been visiting the farmers, the poor localities, the villages, and also trying to see how he can improve the well-being of the people in terms of peace, prosperity, and health, and all those, the holistic sort of a development of a human being. Recently, he has been opening his cards, and he's showing it to the people that whatever he has achieved, he has done it through a very ancient practice that originated from India. And the practice is called, in Pali, the word is zain. In Sanskrit, the word is dhyana. In Indic languages, the word is dhyana. And in the Japanese tradition, the word is called zain. It's most popular, one of the most popular words in the world today. And in the Chinese tradition, it's called chana. So here is an amazing figure with us today who has, really applied his understanding of the Zain teachings and brought into the world to make the world more peaceful and prosperous. So before I ask a question to dear Dato, I would like to just put a line of introduction for my dear brother here, Rajesh Savera. He is a doctor, and he is a psychologist who has studied various spiritual traditions. And he has been following Dr. Lim for a long time and understanding his vision, putting in practice what Dato has been teaching, and making a lot of things possible. So we have co-leading with me is my very dear brother Rajesh, and we have dear Dato today for this beautiful interaction. So without taking much time, I would like to ask dear Dato a very important question. Dato, how did you come in contact with this beautiful teaching that you have been teaching us for a long time?
So good morning. This Mangesh. India we always greet people good morning because so let everybody feel fresh. Now, the coming into this this practice of Zen. Okay, practice of Zen, I mean, it's dealing with this samatha vipassana. Okay, so it is a long story, you know. Actually, I at the age of 10, I read the newspaper. Okay, then it's talking about this reverse counting. Okay, the Zen. Okay, now this in the Zen. Okay, there are a few practice. No, one is the reverse counting. When you count your breathing, so and follow the breathing. So which I started to practice, then I found that it's very useful. So when after I go to study in India, okay, then in India also there is a lot of books and everything, religious book listing. Then eventually I went back to Malaysia, okay. Then I have a detailed study on this Diamond Sutra. And also of this Lotus Sutra. You see, when Kumarajiva went to China, he also introduced Zen, you know, to China around 5th century. Okay, so that there are a few sutras that is very important for Zen. One is Anapana. Okay, this is Maha Anamata, this Anapana Smriti Sutra, which is about the observation on the breathing. Okay, then secondly is the Diamond Sutra. This is on the emptiness. Okay, on the emptiness. Then this Lotus Sutra. Okay, now Lotus Sutra is very important. Okay, in the sense that in Zen, what is important practice is that we should not keep on teaching what we wanted to teach. We should teach what ought to be taught. I mean, we should our teaching should depend on the listener, or not depend on us. Okay, so when you wanted to interact with people, okay, you wanted to interact with people, then you must follow their thinking. So this is when I went back to Malaysia, you know. Okay, so that time I started to read into this a few sutra. Okay, and of course all these sutra are from India. Yeah, they are from India, and so together with Mangesh and you, and also with this Rajesh, we try to revise back this ancient teaching. Yeah, Mangesh.
Yes, I think that's wonderful, Dato. And can you tell us, like, the kind of business empire that you created, spanning all continents and reaching out to more than 150 countries with your businesses? Like, what are the key elements that you talk about, the Ekanaga, Ekamida? What are those concepts that has really created this very unique company in the world? What are those concepts from the Zen tradition that you picked up and applied in the world?
Yeah.
Business.
Mangesh, in the accent, we use a lot of Sanskrit word, you know. Okay, the motto of the accent, Ekanaga. Ekanaga means one dragon. Okay, dragon is a long being, you know. I mean, the accent started from planting, started then this factory, processing, everything all in one process, no. And this process in Sanskrit we call it Ekanaga. Then Eka pasar. Pasar means bazaar. It means one market. Okay. Then this Eka Minda, I mean single mind. So all this concept actually is a Zen concept, you know. Okay, whatever we do, we must focus our mind, into Eka, into one. This thing. That's why then from the one from this kind of concept, we focus our mind. Okay, then at the same time we just adopt, you know, to the market. So let's say we come to India, okay, we become Indianized. We go to Arab, we become Arabicized. We go to Latin America, we become like a Spanish, no. But we follow the market, we follow the nature of the market. That is the important piece of Zen. That is important of Zen. I mean, you must follow the disciple. The disciple follow you, no. These are so from that then we started to expand worldwide. Okay. Today we already have 80 branches in 80 countries. Okay, then one country, one branches can take care of a few countries. So we already expand more than 100 over a country until today. Okay, all these we are practicing this simple philosophy of Eka oneness. Okay, Mangesh.
This is a very beautiful concept that you really brought forth, like Ekanaga, one dragon. Ekamida, one mind, and Eka Bajar, one market. And you have converted this world divided by the national boundaries into one market. I think this development of a borderless market, the kind of creation of a single community with a single mind, and as you explained, the single, Eka Naga, from the tail of the Naga to the head of the Naga. I think this is very important sort of concept that you have put. But when you talk about one egg, you have been also teaching us very important concept of shunya, that is zero. So how do we migrate from this concept of zero to the concept of one, Dato? Like as a Zen teacher, as an acharya of a Zen tradition, how do you go from this zero to one?
You see, Mangesh, you look fully the teaching of Buddha. Okay, the teaching of Buddha. Buddha asks to detach, detach everything. Why we must because our mind, our mind is very powerful. Okay, our mind is very powerful. But the problem is that the mind are adulterate, it mixed with a lot of impurities, this sort of thing. So the mind is like the gold, like the gold. But unfortunately, the gold are a lot of impurity. There's a lot of stone. There's a lot of mud. There's a lot of debris, inside the gold mine. Okay, so that the so-called emptiness is for us to detach from all these things. So by detachment, we are removing the impurity from the mind. After you remove everything, it becomes nil. Okay, this is the nil, means nothing. Then the perfect nothingness means nirvana. This is the highest. That is the highest thing. But we lost nothing, this Mangesh, because our consciousness is always there. So no matter how you empty the whole thing, the consciousness is always there. There is the gist of Zen, the plenty of Zen. That's why when we say empty, Mangesh, we are not referring to nihilism,
Right.
Nihilism, right. And where everything is throw away everything, And some school, of course, not Buddhist, they encourage people to go to the mountain, to go to the forest, okay, to operate. Then they throw away everything. Then the guru tell you, Mangesh, sell your house, sell your car, and go and join them, And this kind of school is nihilism. This is not our school. It's not our school. So when we say empty, actually it's a process for us to detach ourselves from this worry, interference, okay, so that our mind can see things clearly. You see water, okay. If the water is very turbid, you see nothing, okay. So when the water become serene, become clear, okay, then you can see through the water, you can see the face, you can see the stone clearly, and you can see the reflection clearly. Our mind is so like that now. Therefore, we need to empty everything is to mind. Okay, Mangesh.
Dato, that is very beautifully explained. It sets me to ask another question to you. You talked about the power of mind, and the power of mind, is diminished when the mind is cluttered with a lot of destructive emotions, with a lot of distracting thoughts. So, as a Zen teacher, teaching in the Buddhism, what are the methods by which we can empty our mind of these destructive emotions, of these unwavering thoughts, of this, completely draining sort of energies? How do we empty our mind of these destructive emotions and really use that powerful mind that we are all endowed with? So what is your method?
There's one important practice, okay, from this sutra. It's Maha Anapana Smriti sutra. Smriti is Sanskrit, in this Pali, it means Pali. It means so it means it's a Maha Anapanasati sutta. If we talk in a Pali. So this sutra is that detachment need to practice now. You cannot just simply ask person to detach now. There is proper training for detachment. Okay, and this process we call the breath counting to count the. And in our Sunya practice, we use the reverse counting. We count from the number to small number and one breath count. Okay, then maybe from 9 we count to 0, or 29 to 0, or 100 to 0. Now, counting is important because this breathing is neutral. No? Breathing is neutral. So when you count, when you do the breath counting, okay, you empty your mind. But your mind keep on disturbing you, no? Okay. So if you do not empty your mind, counting will be you forgotten. You'll be quick confused and forgotten. So when you count halfway, your mind are very disturbed. No, that one cannot be cheated on. No.
Right.
So that this one we call reverse counting.
Right.
It's very, very important practice, Mangesh. So with this reverse counting, we already promote for the whole world. No.
Right.
Now, of thousands of this sunyati, we call them sunyati, across the world, they already practice daily basis. So I believe, Mangesh, with this promotion of reverse counting and this thing, I think Buddhism one day will be will be revised back throughout the whole world. Yeah.
Right. I think you really brought in this technique of purifying the mind for the people to really declutter their minds, and sometimes our minds are congested. So I will hand it over to my colleague today, Rajesh Bhai.
So Doctor, I had this question because this session is all about business and Zen, and they are two. If you look at it, one is spirituality, the other is materialistic. Two approaches, and we are trying to bring them together. So if you look at business schools, even today, every business school and every people who become entrepreneurs, they come up with plans. They have procedures in place. They have all strategies in place. Then they go out to do business. But yet, with everything planned and everything set, with all the investment, yet almost 90% or more people fail in business. Why is it so? With everything, putting in so much effort with planning so that they don't go wrong. Why does this happen? Means what is wrong with this approach?
So nothing is wrong. No, Buddha already given the answer 2,500 years ago.
What business?
For business.
Wow.
No, because people ask Buddha, no. Okay, we are the homebound people. No? We are stay in the home. So what should be the criteria to become the elders at home? So Buddha said, in order for you to become elder at home, you need to have two things. No? First, you must be knowledgeable. And not only knowledge about the sutra, no, the deities, the science, mathematics, the engineering, everything. You know actually knowledge. Okay, so that you serve the community. Secondly, you must be rich. No, you must be well off. No, okay. If you're not rich, no, how to carry out the job, how to carry out the support, and everything. Okay. Now the question is, how to become rich?
Right.
The Buddha say the world is not perfect. No, the world is not perfect. So whatever you do, okay. You see, there is a study in America of the venture. No, 80% of venture fail in 3 years' time. I mean, if you do anything in the beginning, you want to do something new, your chance for you to get failed is 80%. Okay, it's very high. Why? The world is not perfect, So we always use the hand to listen. This is what you want for the world. Okay, this is the world presented to you. They do not match up. They do not match up. So in that, you try to match these two together. You try to match these two together. This is them. Okay, to so that the teaching of Buddha is like that, So when you do something, the chances of failure is very high, You fail because the world is not perfect, That's the first rule, First normal truth, you still remember? Okay, the world is not perfect. Because it's not perfect, we suffer, What we want, we couldn't get. What we do not want is imposed on us, Okay, that's why we have this kind of failure and suffering. Okay, this is the first law. Okay, now you understand the world like this, so that when we do the business, we get ready, Okay, we do something. Okay, we expect it. That in our Zen, we do not teach people to win. We teach people to face failure, because failure is the mother of success. So for the failure, okay, immediately we know what is wrong. Then we adjust our approach, adjust again. Then we do it again. This is Zen, adjustment. Okay, adjust yourself. Okay, do it again. You do it again. So after some time, you started to get some success. At first, it's a small success. Okay, then you keep on doing, become bigger success, become a big success. Okay, so that there's nothing wrong that you fail in the approach. Now in Zen, we say that two schools, you should not go. One is the nihilism. That's why I say the nihilism, everything is void, everything is now, nothing to do with me, doing good. That's why it's absolutism, You say, we go. Winning is the only thing, So they train you must win, Winning is everything. Don't go for this kind of school. This is absolutism, This is also not Zen. So we are something in between, Madhyamaka, something in between, okay? So that you have to be very careful. When you do anything, okay, so that you don't expect everything in the world is rosy, you expect that the world is not perfect, the world is full of suffering, okay, so that the result may not be what you want. Never mind, okay, adjust the approach again, do it again, never mind, adjust again, do it again, then you become better, more efficient, then eventually you can become very efficient and very, very successful. So those who apply Zen on business now, they can achieve a very big business because of this principle. Yeah, Rajesh, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So basically, Zen is not about only success mantra, not practicing success mantra, but practicing crisis management, and not success management, but crisis management. Yeah, and as you said, doctor, then that means that we are applying the Four Noble Truths. The first part of the Noble Truth, that the world is full of suffering, is also starts with business. The business is full of suffering. Then it goes like that. And then we go with that approach, rather than thinking the world is no suffering, the business is all of success. We go the other way around and we say, yeah, we are going to face challenges. We are going to have these problems. And that means, doctor, then the other question is, as you say, cause and effect. Then if I'm putting my cause is perfect, everything is perfect, then I need to get the result that I want, right? Why doesn't it happen like, if I sow the seed, mango, I need to get the mango tree. That's it. But many a times after sowing the mango seed, you don't get the mango tree. Oh, so why does this happen? The cause and effect doesn't work always?
No, it's the same thing now. Let's say now we plant the mango seed, you want to get mango, okay? You plant the mango seed, you prepare the ground, you give the fertilizer, you give the water, okay? But there's still many uncertain factors in the world. The world is not perfect, Sometimes the storm comes, sometimes there's no rain, sometimes lack of water, okay? So that when you planted a mango, you don't expect straight away you get the mango, You need to go through some difficulty, some challenges, and you need to overcome the challenges. So after overcome the challenges, this is the way to plant a mango, this is the way to take care of the tree, how I prune the bunches, how this thing, then after they get successful, then you can plant more mangoes and get more results. Okay, there is no such thing as perfect cost. Okay, when you say perfect cost, I mean if it's absolutism, cost A perfect, but give you cost result A perfect, no such theory, This is absolutism, Okay, now this is the cause and effect. Between cause and effect, there are conditions, Cause condition will give you the effect. The main problem is with the condition. Condition may not be perfect, may not be what you want, Okay, so there's no such thing as perfect cause, then you get perfect result, That's absolutism, Okay, we try our best, okay, to put in the cause, okay, because the condition, like now, suddenly the COVID coming in, this open for it, COVID coming in, many businesses are closed now. In Malaysia, the coffee shop, 2,000 shops is closed now because of lack of business. Who can expect that? That's why the world is not perfect. You must always remember this. There's no such thing as perfect in the beginning. So there's no such thing as perfect cause that I'll get a perfect result. But Rajesh, because it's not perfect, then we can become millionaire. You know why? Because when you plant, okay, when you plant, it may be below expectation, but sometimes it can also above expectation. Above expectation. So when it's above expectation, will give you a big success. Okay. So when I started the DXN, I never think that DXN can go to 100 countries today. We just step by step overcome, and then you keep on expect. Many things are unexpected. So when the world is not perfect, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It can be a good thing. But it's not perfect. The result may not be what you want. Sometimes the result is bad. Sometimes the result is good. Okay, and this will give you more opportunity actually. Yeah,
yeah. I got the answer. I think that makes it very clear that the approach that management schools teach, plan, strategize, then, they are not ready to change. They want to follow what their procedures are. But this approach is exactly opposite. First
No, no.
act, then your challenges come. Yeah, doctor?
Yeah. Used to see, I always say, I always say the many school, they ask you to set a goal, set a strategy. Okay, then you go for your action. This is the wrong practice. How can you absolutely no? Oh, I set a goal to become a millionaire. I set strategy. I do it. I become a millionaire. In the world, okay. So when I was in school, we reward it, act first, no. Or act first, no. Go action first. Action first. You don't plan too far, no. You think you action first. You see a lot of problem, a lot of challenge. Then you modify your strategy. You modify your strategy. So by modifying this thing, ding dong, like this now, then eventually you get the result. So when you get the result, then you see the route more clearly, then you know where you are going. Okay, so in Zen, we reward the action first, the strategy, then we know where we are going. Yeah, this is a proper way to plan for success. Yeah.
Mangesh, this is Zen management. This
is beautiful.
Reverse. Very well said.
This is very beautiful.
And yeah.
So as Dato, we look into the world, and the Zen is looked at something like you have to retire in the caves or go to some remote monastery and practice for years and years, polish your mind all the time. But your approach is like act first. And after the action, learn what are the problems. Then work on the problems, and you settle with the result. And then you reiterate the process again and again and again and again and again and again. So your Zen, I will say Acharya Nagaji was Jain, and the Zen, the concept of Zen that is prevalent in the world today. Do you see any difference in that? Because your Zen happens in the world, happens among the people, happens in the farms, happens in the villages. How does it different from the Jain that that is being romanticized in the world?
There is no different, Mangesh. We also go to retreat, no. Sometimes we also go to the mountain. You must understand. Okay, they are two level practice. One is the small practice. One is the big practice. Okay, so we go to a quiet place. We sit down. Okay, to regulate our mind and body. Okay, this is the small practice. Okay, then after that, our mind and body becomes serene. Then we must do your duty. You must do your duty. Engage with the society. You cannot stay put the whole life inside the forest now. You remember or not this Mangesh, this Devadatta? Devadatta?
Yeah,
Devadatta is the cousin of Buddha, and he's one of the best students of Buddha. Eventually, Buddha kicked him out from the Sangha. You know why? Because he is a perfect. He wants three things. He wants Buddha to do three things now. First thing is he wants all the Buddhists to become vegetarian. Buddha said, vegetarian is good, no, but you don't put it into a rule. You don't put it into a rule, no. When you put it into a rule, then people will worship the rule. No. Then he said, okay, as a monk, no, should not wear the good cloth, because sometimes people give good cloth. No, we should get the discarded cloth, cut in and stitch it into the this thing. So Buddha said, if you want to do it, okay, you do it, no, but you don't think into a rule. The third thing that they say that, okay, we should not stay inside the monastery, we should not stay in a good home, we should stay in the cemetery, we should stay inside the forest. Say, you want to stay in the forest, go ahead. You want to stay in the tree, go ahead. But you don't ask everybody to do that, because many people, they have a job to do, they have a duty to do. So train the level. Okay, one is on the small level, one is on the greater level. The small level is that we manage the mind and body. Okay, place. Okay, you manage the mind and body. That is the small thing. Okay, then after that you do your duty. You do your duty. You engage your duty. This is the big practice. So actually, there's no difference in the Zen. It's only the approach. They are small approach and they are big approach. That's all. It's the same. Mangesh, it's the same.
Very, very, very beautifully explained, because that creates that clears a lot of ground which can create confusions in the minds of the people, that they would idealize Jain as something going away from the society and practicing in the abstract way. But as you explained, the Maha-Zen, that actually being in the world and working with the people, working with the problems, transforming the world. Rajesh and I often talk about these two very beautiful concepts that are so important, that non-differentiation, peace and prosperity.
Yeah.
So, generally these concepts like non-differentiation, peace, and prosperity are considered to be, like in the realm of the social sphere. But you have